my God. Brace yourselves, family. We're about to meet a being with intelligence far beyond ours.
Hello, I'm Elon.
No other show can boast of the predictive power of The Simpsons, and they have finally caught up with the world's richest man, Elon Musk. You can never miss the future if you follow the series from technology, breakthroughs to environmental disasters. As we enter 2025, some of the most interesting predictions involve Elon Musk and his ambitious plans. What does The Simpsons tell us about Musk's plan to colonize Mars to establish a human settlement on Mars? 10 years from today, soon a select group of colonists will leave Earth forever. Can these predictions be coincidences, or is there more to it? Join us as we present the shocking Simpsons predictions for this year. Mars takeover, we are starting with one of the most mind-blowing Simpsons predictions. For this year, the takeover of Mars in a 2.00 episode, titled Bart to the Future. The show used a storyline where Lisa Simpson, now President of the United States. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president, discusses a shocking event in her first term. An American tech company would take over Mars. The takeover wasn't just a movie scene. It predicted the future of space colonization and corporate control over entire planets, and become the first residents of another world. Will you be one of them? Flash forward to recent years, and we've seen a lot of headlines about private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin taking steps toward making space travel a reality. Elon Musk has been very active in his goal to colonize Mars, with ambitious plans to send humans there within the next few decades to establish a human settlement on Mars. 10 years from today, soon a select group of colonists will leave Earth forever. That is not all. In fact, Musk has openly discussed creating a self-sustaining city on Mars, and his vision is to help us live on different planets. We will now test your ability to handle close confinement for the next week. You'll be living in the Martian habitat. Simulator, could this Simpsons episode have predicted the R of private space? Companies taking charge of Mars, for those still thinking this is just science fiction. Think about the events of the last few years. Elon Musk has launched super heavy space rockets. And if the news coming out of the tech media is anything to go by, SpaceX is already running Mars simulations. But here is the catch: could private companies take over the resources on other planets? While it is clear that Musk's intention is not exactly to take over Mars, the idea of powerful companies driving space exploration, especially on Mars, seems very close to what The Simpsons predicted. The show has a way of using satire to show our obsession with corporate power. But again, this raises an important question. Did The Simpsons predict the corporate future of space, or was this just a lucky guess? How do you explain the next prediction? If you believe this was just a lucky guess, Baby Translator, this next Simpsons prediction seems too cute to be true. A device that translates what babies are. Saying in the episode, Baby Translator from 2000. Well, here it is, again, my Baby Translator. The Sims Bonds introduces a hilarious gadget that allows parents to understand what their babies are trying to communicate fast forward to now. And you won't believe it. But such technology is starting to look more and more real, lavish attention on me and entertain me. Maggie, you talked. While we're not quite at the point where we can have full-on conversations with babies, there has been good progress in developing gadgets and software that can analyze a baby's cries, facial expressions, and body language to make educated guesses about what they want. For example, a few companies have developed apps and gadgets to interpret baby cries. This means parents would soon be able to determine whether a baby is hungry, tired, or in pain based on the tone and pattern of the cry. And then there's another interesting news about researchers working on translating babies' first words, or decoding the early stages of communication. Some projects are even attempting to use artificial intelligence to analyze sounds made by babies and break down the possible meaning behind those sounds. While it's still in the early days, this technology has shown promise and might become a reality sooner than we think. Oh well, here it is. Again, my baby translator, W, as soon as 2025. So could The Simpsons have been onto something? Here, was it a fun scene? Or did the show predict the rise of technology parents would eagerly adopt? Either way, the fact that we're now working on baby translation tools, rish attention on me and entertain me. Maggie, you talked, you see, it tells you exactly what's on the baby's mind, even if they are not yet as advanced as The Simpsons. Version shows how closely the show mirrored potential future tech trends. I said, full power world war. Now, let's discuss another chilling prediction from The Simpsons. The idea of a third world war. It's Chinese New Year. G-Fat. C-H. G-Fat. Chai in the E. 1995 episode The Fool. Monty, the show gave a story. Lieb. And they can also bloody will change back Daddy's home. It looks just like today's situation. The episode showed a scene where Mr. Burns deals with international politics. Stop this at once. Orel, or what, you're just going to die soon anyway? And there's a hint that a war could be on the horizon as far as predictions go. This one's pretty serious. You are making a very powerful temporary enemy, sir. You'd better not R them up. The first course is oysters on the half shell. The Simpsons seem to show the growing global tensions long before the world saw any signs of escalating conflicts. Find our enemies and capture their image in your Fill Me Fortress. Looking at the present day, many political and economic factors from that episode are starting to mirror real-world events. Bring it on, chums, fingers, fingers, fingers. The increasing divisions between powerful nations, the rise of nationalism, and military escalations in various regions are all signs that have led some to wonder. Music Americans, whether we're on the verge of something larger, the Third World War, perhaps even more shocking, is how The Simpsons seem to predict the rise of countries taking a more aggressive approach on the world stage. Much like what we're seeing with modern superpowers today, we are rounding up and detaining all men who are fat or bald, or have ever been amused by the antics of Homer Simpson. And while the show didn't directly point to a specific World War II, tensions that The Simpsons showed now feel much more relevant than ever. While it's pretty scary denying that the world faces challenges that could lead to serious global unrest, is hard. Stay crunchy, men. Stay crunchy with international conflicts. On the rise and the shifting balance of power between countries, the idea of World War II doesn't seem as far-fetched as it once did. Could it be that The Simpsons was more than just a funny show predicting the worst? Are we closer than we think to the events they hinted at all those years ago? Only time will tell. Are you going to ask us our major malfunctions? 'Cause mine is, I care too much. AI robots take over. When this episode came out, everyone thought it was fiction that would never come through. It's physical. I will blow your mind by doing something incredibly holy at some point. Amen? Now, to mumble in a religious fashion. Dear God, O Lord, O God. Today, it feels less like science fiction and more like reality. We are talking about the rise of AI robots taking over. I'm Aeon Nerds. You fool! These are robots. You will train them, and they will replace you in the 1994 episode. iRobot. The Simpsons introduced a storyline working hard, or be where robots controlled by artificial intelligence began taking over jobs and tasks in Springfield. While this was a comedic take on automation, human interaction mode activated initiate conversation. Will you be my friend? Friendship cannot exist between man and machine. it wasn't far. Off from the direction we're heading today in the episode, the robot employee at the Springfield nuclear power plant. We have no breath. We do vent nitrogen once a year. You do not want to be around for that become increasingly intelligent and capable, eventually gaining enough power to make their own decisions. Homer, when am I getting my power drill back? When I'm done with my robobotomy. Now fast to today, AI technology is advancing at lightning speed. Robots are taking over more and more. Tasks that used to be done by humans, the group better watch out for you on April Fools. Am I right? I said, am I right? Am I from factory work to even jobs in customer service and healthcare? The shift toward automation is already happening, and it's only expected to grow. So, you guys are my new co-workers. So, working hard or hardly working, but we are not just talking about robots doing the jobs we don't want to do. AI is becoming smarter every year, with some systems able to learn and adapt to new information, right? Well, at least it doesn't feel pain. Wait a minute. Go. This raises important questions about what happens when these AI systems become too advanced. Could we eventually face a situation? Cool. We are the same temperature. We have always been. We the same temperature we've always been, where robots surpass human intelligence and start making decisions that humans don't control. While we're not there yet, we just have to press this button. Right? Well, at least it doesn't. Feel pain. The idea of a world run by AI robots is beginning to feel a little too uncomfortable. We've already seen AI taking over decision-making roles, from automated vehicles to virtual assistants that can answer questions and solve problems. The idea of AI robots becoming a dominant force in the world may come. This year, eliminate impediment. Eliminate, just say, kill me. Jerks, kill him. Kill him. We're still in the early stages of this technological revolution. But when you look at the rapid advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence, it's clear that the Simpsons might have been on to something. Are we prepared for what comes next, when AI takes over in ways we never imagined? The next prediction is simply the craziest of all. Keep watching to find out, guys. Thank you. The words prime directive get thrown around a lot these days. Trump's 2025 presidential inauguration in The Simpsons episode. Bart to the Future. From 2000. The show left viewers with a clue about the future of Donald Trump. According to Simpson observers, the episode showed that Trump would win his second-term ambition. Oh, it's so wispy. It's a gravity-defying cover. I can't believe that this was once on his ass. However, the character of President Lisa Simpson even mentions that Trump's presidency was a disaster after he left the country in a financial mess. I am officially running? No, don't take me out of the ginger forest of the United States. At the time, this prediction seemed absurd, even for The Simpsons, but look where we are now. Fast forward to January 2025, and Donald Trump has once again made history, not only running for president, but also winning the 2020 before election and gearing up for a second term in office. The 2024 campaign was unlike any other. And yes, we will build the wall. We've already started planning. It was filled with dramatic twists, unending rallies, threats of getting him killed, and an audience that was still deeply divided over his leadership. We went through hell, unfairly, did nothing wrong. Trump's return to the White House after a single term off is like no other in the history of the United States. Many remember his first time in office for the controversies, the bold moves, and the unprecedented political climate he stirred as he prepares to be sworn in for his second term this month. The world is watching how he plans to succeed in a new era of American politics. With his return, many questions hang in the air. Will he continue his America First agenda, Or is a new strategy on the horizon? Make America great again. Oh, how will his presidency shape the global economy in ways we never expected? The Simpsons' early prediction of Trump's presidency now feels almost too accurate. While the show presented a caricature of his political career, many of these predictions have come true. As Trump takes office, again, everyone is eager to see what comes next. Can history repeat itself, or will his second term rewrite American politics? Once again, it's a steal. I am officially running no black hole in a jaw-dropping 1998 episode of The Simpsons Springfield. Scientists accidentally created a black hole, music, in their backyard at the end of the episode. The townspeople throw random objects into the large hole. Stop, this is a black hole only for the black hole to grow and eventually swallow parts of the town. At the end of the day, the black hole eventually sucks all of Springfield music, leaving Maggie alone in the ruined town. This scene was a fantasy in the 1990s, but science has moved closer to this reality in recent years. In January 2125, scientists successfully created a controlled small black music hole. This has left the fans of The Simpsons speech. The show, once again, predicted the future with astonishing accuracy. Although, according to scientists, the closest black hole to our planet for term. And most scientists believe that what enters a black hole never comes out, is located some 56 light-years away. So there's really no chance this could happen, but it's The Simpsons, and some of their most unprecedented predictions have come to pass. Should we be scared? Is 2025 the end of the world? That I had the money, right? Hologram? Technology, remember, when The Simpsons casually showed a future where holograms were just part of everyday life. Back then, it was like a wild joke. There were holographic billboards, long-dead celebrities performing live all over Springfield, and even people casually chatting with holograms. Hey, Dingus, your band can play at my club tonight. It was fun and unrealistic. Or so we thought. Fast forward to today, and holograms are no longer just sci-fi fantasies. They're real and changing the world. Holograms are now used in concerts featuring notable artists like Tupac and Whitney Houston. Also, they are changing the corporate world. For instance, companies now use holograms for meetings where people feel like they're in the same room with an absent person. This tech is now gaining ground throughout the world. Some stores even use holographic displays to catch shoppers' attention. And politicians have started using holograms to reach the citizens. It's funny to think how The Simpsons nailed it again. They weren't just predicting technology. They were telling us how it would work to manage multiple devices around the world from a central location. Sure, seeing a holographic performer or having a virtual face-to-face meeting is cool. But it also raises some questions. Will this tech make human connections feel less real? Will we lose the magic of real experiences? One thing's for sure, holograms are here to stay. Maybe the nay. United States. The Simpsons once joked about an economic collapse in the US in that episode. Everything fell apart. People exchanged items instead of buying them with money. And chaos took over. It was funny, but could it happen? While the episode was fictional, the idea of an economic collapse is not as impossible as it might seem. Country is broke. How can that be? Well, remember when the last administration decided to invest in our nations, the U.S. economy will face several challenges in the real world. In 2025, inflation has made everyday goods more expensive. National debt has reached record levels and income inequality continues to widen. These are not just small issues. They directly affect people's lives, from the cost of groceries to job stability. And economic collapse means a total breakdown of financial systems. Banks might fail, the dollar's value could fall, and people might struggle to meet basic needs like food, housing, and health care. History shows us that no nation is immune to such crises. Take, for example, the Great Depression of the 1930s, when millions of Americans lost their jobs and homes. Countries like Venezuela and Zimbabwe have recently experienced severe economic collapses leading to hyperinflation and widespread hardship without a functioning economy. Society, as we know it, would face unprecedented challenges. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it? Secretary Van H. Tune. So, how likely is a collapse? In the U.S., economists are debating this question every day. Some believe the country's financial system is robust enough to weather any storm, citing the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency and the strength of our global trade relationships. However, others warn that unsustainable debt levels and political gridlock could push the system to its breaking point to prevent an economic collapse. Governments must manage spending more responsibly, focusing on reducing debt and controlling inflation. Businesses and individuals also have a role to play by investing wisely and saving for rainy days. By learning from past mistakes and planning for the future, we can ensure that the fictional collapse predicted by The Simpsons will not come to pass. Environmental disaster. In a 2007 episode, Springfield faced a deadly crisis. The Environmental Protection Agency seals the town under a massive glass dome after Homer's reckless actions cause catastrophic pollution in the local lake. While the dome is an exaggeration, the dome has put an end to life as we know it. The town is running low on supplies of everything from gasoline to Botox. The truth remains that large-scale environmental disasters can hit us at any time. The episode also shows the reckless behavior of industries and individuals that harm the environment. Remember that Homer dropped a silo filled with pig waste into the already polluted lake. This serves as a warning for the careless practices of operations and individuals that worsen environmental degradation. Why you dump something in the lake? Okay, consider the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill, where the negligence of some companies caused an ecological catastrophe in the Gulf of Mexico, or the ongoing plastic pollution crisis that chokes marine life. These events mirror the warning of the film. Our activities can lead to irreversible environmental damage, e.g. if left unchecked, if we don't change our ways. Right now, pollution in Lake Springfield will be at this level. This also reminds us of climate change, a crisis humanity faces today. Rising global temperatures, extreme weather events, and ecosystem collapses are no longer theoretical. They can happen in 2025, just as Springfield citizens were trapped by their actions. Humanity could be held by the consequences of its choices. That is not all. There are other moments in the Simpsons series that also address environmental concerns. In the season 21 episode, Oh Brother Bart, maybe Charlie can't be your little brother, but you will always be a big brother to me, where Bart dreams of a future where climate change has destroyed the world. Following the 1986 Chernobyl disaster, entire towns were evacuated and exclusion zones remain in Ukraine. To this day, dangers of virtual reality in the episode. Friends and Family aired on October 2, 2016. The Sims Bonds predicted that virtual reality never listened. To listen all day at work. I listened out. What listen out? What is? That would bring risks. This year, although VR technology was already well established when this episode aired, it didn't get home till 11. At night, when I came back from MOS 1105, in the world of solar power, shadows are the arch enemy. Her invention is a marvel of green energy running solely on sunlight. Just as she's about to win, a Duff beer, blimp conveniently, blocks the sun. Feet Homer Simpson, the man who beat me to planet. Marge causing her vehicle to grind to a halt. Inches before the finish line, the townspeople respond by mocking Lisa, demonstrating her failure instead of celebrating her innovation. This funny moment carries a deeper and more critical message. The blimp was a product of corporate influence. It suggests that large companies, particularly those in industries like oil and gas, have historically blocked the adoption of renewable energy by blocking Lisa's success. Duff Beer becomes a stand-in for real-world powers. Medical board diagnosed Alia with acute feminine overreach (ISM) that place profit over progress, often suppressing innovations that challenge their dominance. The episode raises a provocative question. Could we 1. Day see functional solar-powered cars or similar green technologies deliberately suppressed by powerful corporations? History offers examples of this. There are reports that oil companies are stalling advancements in renewable energy and electric. Vehicle technology Lisa's experience reflects our world, where the battle between innovation and corporate interests continues. Thanks May Pleasure, the episode reminds us of the need to prioritize sustainability and resist forces that might hinder. Environment, I'll progress this year, and we kept one of the most surprising predictions for the last mind control through music. We are talking about mind control through music in the Simpsons episode New Kids on the BLCH, which aired in 2001. The show made an unsettling revelation about mind control through music. Mad. That's our nation's largest mental illness-themed humor magazine. The plot sees Bart Milhouse Nelson and Ralph become part of a boy band named the Party Posey, while their rise to fame seems innocent. Initially, it is revealed that the group is part of a covert U.S. Navy operation. Their catchy hit song, Dro a Bomb, contains a subliminal message hidden in its reversed chorus, Ivan ETO, which translates to join the Navy. This satirical storyline serves as a chilling commentary on how entertainment, particularly music, could be used to influence minds on a mass scale. While it's exaggerated for comedic effect, the episode raises thought-provoking questions. How much power does music hold over our subconscious? In real life, the idea of such messages in media has been controversial for decades. Although some psychologists believe modern music may not have so much impact, they called me Smelson Melton. It is important to mention that artists today mostly rely heavily on auto-tune, repetitive beats, and unusual frequencies. This has raised fears about the psychological effects of such music. Could these tools ever be used for manipulation? The episode shows how deeply music influences society, reminding us to remain critical of the messages we consume, even in innocent forms. Thank you for staying with us. Which of these predictions do you find most disturbing? If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it in the ditch, and boy nudo, I'm going to make you stars.